Hello Dicers! Here comes the patch note. Helldice new trait and Dice Balance Adjustment. It's not an everyday event. New Gold Wave event. Dice Point is back. Gift dice along with the Christmas monster skin. Last but not least, Pro Assassin. Balance for AA30 Wave is adjusted. Few changes in the arcade mode. Phew! Ready for the rundown? Alright, let's go! Balance for Ignition dice is adjusted. First, Ignition dice will now burn the opponent's monsters more frequently. Ignition rate used to increase by 2% per class up with 25% basic. After the update, Ignition rate will increase by 5% per class up with 30% basic. Burning effect also used to increase by 10% per power up with 10% basic. However, the increased rate and the basic percentage will both change to 15%. Compression dice receives a balance adjustment. Monsters still fight the splash damage used to receive less damage. Now, the damage dealt to the monsters with the splash damage will be equal to the main attack. In addition, the dice will now target the monster upfront. However, the damage boundary will decrease by 2/3. Trait Deadly Ground is added to Helldice. With the trait, Helldice will give away its effect to another dice but will create a Deadly Ground. When a monster, including speed, on the Deadly Ground is damaged, there's a certain chance for insta-kill. But remember, insta-kill is not applied to bosses or big monsters. To celebrate the new trait, Enhanced Diamond Chest for Helldice is available after the update. There's a higher chance for Helldice from the chest. New event called Gold Wave is opening. In the event, Dicers will be building up their field to challenge the gold monsters. During the build-up wave, monsters' level increases in proportion to the amount they are caught, and their HP increases along with the level. So, think wisely whether or not to summon more monsters. Boss monster will appear once every 5 waves. Dicers can gain more gold points by defeating more bosses. Gold monsters have 3 types of buff. Next level opens only when defeating all the gold monsters. Try collecting as many gold points as possible to exchange for more rewards. Dice Point event is back. Trade in your extra dice for points and claim various items you want. But remember that items from the point shop are limited and the remaining points will vanish after the event. Gotta be smart about exchanging dice for points. Gift dice event is back as well. Collect gift pieces by using the gift dice to exchange for rewards from the event shop. Dicers who've already participated in the event can use the gift dice from their inventory. Dicers who are new to the event can receive the gift dice by checking the event tab. Although gift dice is useful only during the event, Dicers can class up the dice to increase their crit rate. So, collect as many gift dice as possible. FYI, Dicers can claim Christmas monster skin during the gift dice event. Don't miss the event if you don't want to miss the exclusive skin. It's not over! Pro Assassin is here. Pro Assassin is an arcade where Dicers use assassin dice to increase the dot counts of the partner's dice. There are casts available with matching rewards. Special emblem is given upon clearing all the casts. Exclusive emblem is given to high-ranked Dicers. Do you think Pinky can make it to the top 100? Wow! There's a lot going on, right? Let me remind you the schedules once more. Balance for AA30 Wave is adjusted. The game will now start the 4 dice already summoned on the field. No more wasting trials. Death Wave and Berserk mode will apply to some arcade modes. Additional HP buff that used to apply to the monsters on higher waves is deleted. The order of choice for each side will change as the following. Oh, and the time allotted for choosing the dice will increase to 25 seconds. Now, that's all for today's update news. Just a reminder, claim 100 diamonds by subscribing to our channels through the YouTube and Discord buttons in the game settings. Please understand that the actual details of the patch may be subject to change. We always welcome feedback from our dicers, so please share your thoughts in the comments below. On that note, have a dice day everyone!